Episode 40 of the We'll Just Agree
to Disagree podcast. Oh, shoot. Okay. I wasn't supposed to say the word podcast. Go ahead. Try it again. You would think after 40 weeks, this thing is down pat.
We literally have only gotten it right like the first few weeks. Episode 40 of the We'll Just Agree
to Disagree
podcast. I am Ryan Lee.
And I'm Bioncé Fox. Happy to be here with you again. Another week. Yay, let's
40,
go.
40. And I'm very disappointed in myself. And I want to apologize to my co-host Bioncé. And I truly want to apologize to everybody watching. And Bioncé did not know I was going to have this conversation. But today is episode 40. And I promised that we would have had 40s while we were drinking this episode. I promised it last week and I totally forgot. And I got water, but I feel terrible, B.
40s on the job. How are we going to drink 40s at iHeartRadio?
We're not at the job. We are podcasting elsewhere. And this was
all these iHeart insignias everywhere around. What? No,
so
40s. I don't do 40s anyway.
I just wanted to apologize, B, because I know we were supposed to,
I'm good.
So
I'm good.
I hope you receive my apology.
I receive it. No problem.
And also, I want to apologize in advance, guys. My voice sounds terrible.
Yeah, rock star. Jingle ball.
Let's get into
Jingle ball.
Let's get into why my voice.
Give us a rundown of how the show went. Amazing.
Jingle Ball was last night. After Jingle Ball, we all were like, yo, this had to be one of the best ones we've had. Doja Cat, Lil Nas X, Sweetie, Black Eyed Peas, Bazzi, Tate McRae, Dixie. It was, you know what was amazing about it, B, besides the performers?
Mm-hmm.
The listeners were so happy to be back.
Yep.
The All-State Arena. The energy from when the doors opened to the parking lot was insane.
Wow. You love the concert.
I have so much footage of just the crowd going crazy. But favorites of the night, Black Eyed Peas, killed.
Wow. Because they've been around forever.
And they sung all those songs.
Yeah. Did they sing Tonight's Gonna Be a Good? Okay. I love it. And I know people lost it when they did that one.
Their energy. At one point, they broke the music to get the Pump It Up song. Pump it louder. Pump it. Shout out to Kiki and I. You can't take church folk nowhere. We were in the front row going, praise him louder. Praise him louder.
I love it. That's good stuff.
They killed Doja Cat.
I was impressed with Doja at, was it the American Music Awards or one of those award shows?
American Music, you liked her at the AMAs.
Oh my gosh.
Which one did she host? The MTV?
That's not the one where I really fell in love with her performance. She is amazing. She did this whole tribute to the 40s or something. Mm-hmm. And I was blown away by her performance. And ever since then, that was like a year and a half ago. Ever since then, I've been a Doja Cat fan. That girl, you can tell she's trained in performing arts.
You can tell. What I said about Doja Cat is her stage presence.
Yes.
Doja Cat was one of those that reminded me of a Beyonce and Janet Jackson, that the moves weren't super hard, but it was the energy she brought and the gift that she has. Doja Cat, I was excited to see her because I know there's a lot of hype around her right now. And I know we've seen her on a lot of award shows, and you have discussed her a lot.
Mm-hmm. She's good. She's phenomenal.
Maybe my number one performance last night.
She was?
It's tough. Yeah. It's so tough because everybody brought it. Let me say that. Lil Nas X.
I was going to say, how'd he do? Take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna. Ooh, we're supposed to go here and stay here.
But let me tell you this. When Lil Nas X came out, mind you, first time performing in Chicago.
Oh, he's never performed in Tri-City.
Kiss FM got him for the first time in Chicago.
Okay.
He came out. I think at one point I saw workers going crazy, and I said, "Ain't they supposed to be putting the stage together?" Like that crowd went insane, and he came out killed.
What was the shoe game looking like? What was the shoe game looking like?
He had on like these combat boots. Okay. You would have liked the hot pink jackets that he was wearing.
Yeah.
You would have liked that. But like the first 5 minutes of his set, I kid you not, shout out to Rufio. I was standing there with Rufio and we were like, we see why he has this hype right now. Every song that he did, the crowd knew word for word, the dance moves, the transitions,
and Rufio being the morning show producer on Kiss FM, the Fred Show. Yeah.
He knew what he was doing.
He
knew what he was doing. Who else was really good? Be on the lookout, Tate McRae. We've been saying she started like 16, she's 18 now.
Yeah.
And she's done a lot of lounges here with us, B. And we see her like in that.
Yeah, I dipped in and checked her out before.
Stage performance.
Yeah.
Had a little soul vibe to her.
Yes. Okay. Yes, Tate.
Okay, Tate. Tate.
I love it.
I mean, honestly, the show was great. It was a good show, as you can tell by my voice.
Yeah. It sounds like you had a great time, Ryan Lee, rock star. I love it. Good stuff. I love a great concert. Every concert that comes to the city, I'm like, can I get a pair of tickets, please?
You really are.
I love a great concert. I had another commitment, which is the only reason why I didn't go to Jingle Ball. But trust me, I would have been right there rocking with y'all too. But there's nothing like high energy performances. And then you throw in the costuming, and then you throw in good choreography, the lighting, the pyrotechnics, all that. Like
the bands. Oh, gotta shout out AJR. Their band was so fire from the start to the end. Like they were doing some church beats up in that. Like
What? Is that the story you showed me with like the bongo looking drum thing?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I think even it seemed like the artist had so much energy to be back. And I'm sure they were feeding off the energy of the crowd, because I'm telling you, that crowd was going crazy.
Nice. That's next week after I see Barry Manilow.
Yeah.
He's You're probably saying, who's Barry Manilow? No. You're probably like, Beyonce, I've never heard of Barry Manilow in my entire life. Go ahead and admit it, Ryan. Do you know who Barry Manilow is?
Isn't there a Barry White?
What are we discussing on the podcast today?
Barry Manilow? Is that his name?
Barry Manilow.
We're going to discuss him.
He's a legend in pop music. Have you ever heard the song Mandy? Oh, Mandy.
Yeah.
Boy, anyway, what are we talking on? Anyway, Barry Manilow is coming to town, and I'm going to go
Chicago Theater, guys. Oh, this is Barry Manilow.
What do you know about Barry Manilow?
No, in all honesty, I grew up, and Barry Manilow, I felt like, would appear on every sitcom that I watched at some point.
Okay, I'll give you that. He's written jingles.
No, literally, I don't know if you guys can see, but wow.
One of my favorite artists in life.
Really?
Okay. Barry Manilow, before John Legend, you know how I feel about John Legend. Barry Manilow set the stage for all of my other favorite artists. When I say he's my top 3 artists of all time ever, I'm just so excited to see him soon.
That makes so much sense. I never put the name to his face though.
Hit after hit after hit.
No, like I know
ballads, pop music. He is amazing.
Yeah, that's gonna be lit. That's gonna be a good one.
And his band director is from Chicago. That's a nice little tie-in. Yes.
That's going to be really good.
Legendary. But anyway, let's talk about
Yeah.
what we're going to talk about. What is it?
So,
RSVPing?
yeah, because it's holiday season, right? So a lot of holiday parties, company work parties, family holiday parties are around.
Yeah.
And it made me think, because like there are a few that I just RSVP'd for. And I was like, wow, like, are RSVP still a thing? And do you RSVP? And do you understand the importance of RSVPing? And I was like, when I was doing them, I was like, wow, this is a conversation that I should have with B, because like I was filling out a few of them. I was like, this is something we should talk about, like, because I know people like my friends and stuff like that who are like, they don't RSVP and they hate RSVPing and they don't understand the reasoning for it. They're like, that's an old school way of things. Like, I'm either gonna show up or I'm not. Like,
oh God. You can't do that, especially nowadays coming off a pandemic.
Now,
when people have strict budgets, when people need to know like how much money should I put into this event? Will 5 people show up? Will 105 people show up? Like, people need to know, because they have to make the appropriate accommodations, whether it's the venue size, the menu, you know what I mean? Wait staff. People have to pay for these things.
But let's take, for this topic alone, let's take COVID part out of it.
Okay.
Because I do think no matter what with COVID-19, you have to RSVP. Like, they need a head count to know, like, we can't reach a capacity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if we take that out of the picture before COVID, I was one of those people at first that was like, I understand the importance of an RSVP. Like you said, that's a lot of money that goes into it. But I would feel bad if I said yes, but then could not go, and then you had counted for me. I would feel bad. So then I would be like, and sometimes maybe wasn't an option. So I'd be like, do I put no and then text that person like, hey, I actually can go now? You know what I'm saying? Like,
I would rather that than, because things come up. Life happens, things happen, you know, you may catch a flat tire on the way to the event. It doesn't even have to be that you know in advance that you can't go. Anything can happen. So I think people kind of factor that in and consider that. You know, they may put 5 to the side where, okay, this is kind of iffy. And in case, okay, I could fill it with somebody else, or I just took a loss, period. So I don't think people care. And I think it's very considerate if you RSVP and then something comes up and you can't go, if you contact that person, because then that gives them the ability to be like, okay, well, we had this person on the second invite list, so now let them replace what Ryan can't come into.
What's the second invite list?
Oh yeah, those lists exist. You have your A list and your B list. Yeah. You have a list of people that you absolutely want to be at your event, and then you have some that they can come, but they're not on the A list.
Don't put me on the list if I'm not on the A list, or if I'm not on the first list. I don't want to be a B, C, D, E, F, G. I won't have to be there. You don't have to worry about spending money on me.
It happens sometimes. It is nothing against the person. Sometimes they have too many family members.
Yeah, that's true.
So they got to put family first, and then friends come second. So just because you're on the B list doesn't mean you're not the hot person. You know what I mean? So
this is kind of like a little turn from where we were going, but it made me think of this with the B list thing. What do you think about people that get invited to the wedding ceremony, but not the reception?
The reception. Yeah, same type of thing.
You're okay with that?
The ceremony doesn't cost a dime. You walk into the church or the facility, the venue, and you enjoy the nuptials or what have you. That reception, on the other hand, is money. So if I'm not invited to the reception, I'm okay with that. The reception may just be private for family members only, or people that you've known all your life. You just met me 5 years ago. Why would I come to something that your cousin is trying to go to? You know what I mean? So I have no issue with that. No. I've never not been invited to the reception, never. But I'm just saying, I understand when people do that. I get it, because that's money. Each plate is money.
For me, invite me completely or don't invite me at all.
Boy,
the whole point of the wedding, besides, yeah, they got married, woohoo, it's to turn up, it's to have fun at the reception, to eat, to enjoy, to have a dope outfit, and celebrate. If I don't get to do that, I'm finna go sit in the church, watch you get married, and go home.
Okay, so you're there for the partying and the food and not the actual ceremony?
No, I'm there to celebrate the love of those that are getting married.
So that's what the ceremony
Keyword, celebrate. I don't celebrate at church or in the ceremony. I'm quiet.
Ryan, you're hilarious.
I'm just being real. Like,
you're not going to necessarily be invited to every aspect of an event. I'm just keeping it real. That's how it is nowadays.
If you got married and invited me to the ceremony and not the reception, I'm letting you. Well, first of all, let's put it out.
First of all, let's back up. I already know what you're about to say. Say it.
It will be B, the guy, and the person marrying them, and God. That we won't even be invited to the ceremony.
Oh my gosh, don't make me sound so bad. Oh, but you're right, yeah. We'll probably go to bed.
I ain't gotta worry about that part. But if you really did have a legit wedding, and you invite me to the ceremony and not the reception, I'm letting you know right now, I'm not coming to your wedding. And I don't even know if I'm giving you my blessing on whoever you're marrying, because that guy should be like, no, your podcast co-host Ryan needs to be there. So if he don't even say that.
Just for the record, if I were to have a wedding and a reception, you are invited to both.
Thank you. Then I can
just for the record.
I can truly celebrate your love.
Yeah. You're ready for the turn up, and that's it, and that's all. But yeah.
Not at all. Oh, and another thing. There must be okay, no, I'm done. Keep going.
What?
Keep going. No, keep going.
Say it.
No, keep going. Keep going. Keep going.
Say it, please.
Keep going.
Okay, so I feel that it's really, really necessary to RSVP for several reasons. You know, you want to know the quantity of people that will be there. And again, the whole money issue. These weddings are not cheap nowadays.
No, that's fact.
I host a lot of weddings and receptions, and they are not cheap. I mean, I've been to the most conservative, if you will, budget type ones, all the way to the exclusive ones, like at a museum downtown or something, real she. And these are thousands of dollars weddings. They're not cheap. So I don't want to just invite people willy-nilly just to invite them, and then they don't show up. That empty plate, it can be like $400 or $500 a plate.
And I had to explain to my friends that I actually was having this conversation with the importance of RSVPing, especially in the example you just gave. You can't invite 250 people and not know the day of how many people you are expecting or not. You can't plan, well, let's just have enough food for 250 people, but then only 75 people show up. What are you doing with all that food? You're paying for it. Let's make that very clear. So
it goes to waste, and now they give it to the wait staff. I did a wedding not that long ago that I attended. And there was just so much food left. People, I guess, didn't show up, or maybe they just didn't stay, or just whatever. And they had a whole separate party where all the wait staff and people could sit down and enjoy a meal and then get back to work. I thought that was really, really cool. I've been to one where they donated the food to a homeless shelter after the wedding.
I really like
I love that. That was amazing. So there are ways around it, but sometimes you're just gonna have to take that financial loss. It is what it is. People just don't show up for whatever reasons, and you can't blame them. Yeah. So I'm actually walking around with a wedding invite in my purse right now because I just need to RSVP. And I'm going to do that right after the podcast. But yeah, it's important that you RSVP. It's just proper etiquette, if nothing else.
Well, for those who are watching, and if you want to portray proper etiquette, as it's the holiday season, if you're going to a holiday party or wedding or whatever it may be, just RSVP. Just take the two jingle ball. Take the two. Take the 2 seconds to RSVP, because when you plan an event one day, which you probably will, you are going to hope that people RSVP, and don't wait until the last minute.
Please don't.
Because I just did something that, a project that I worked on a few weeks ago and did not get everything until the day it was due. It went from like 9 to like 300 the last day. And I was like, you had a month to let me know what's up. So
yeah. Because you want things right too for the bride and groom or for the birthday person or
whoever it may be.
Whoever. It's not always a wedding. I mean, you can get invited
Yeah,
to any
yeah.
a christening.
Anything.
I've been invited to divorce parties. Unfortunately, they exist.
Yeah.
But it can be anything, just RSVP. It's an old tradition. It's a French word for respondez, s'il vous plaît. That's what it stands for. Respond, please. And
really?
Yeah, RSVP. Respondez, s'il vous plaît. It's French. And it just means respond, please. So that's what RSVP
I learned that on this episode, and I learned my guy Barry.
Okay. Keep learning. Keep learning. Yeah.
Episode 40, guys. We'll disagree.
Disagree.
Podcast. You can follow me on social media. If you want to see highlights of Jingle Ball, you can check out my Instagram at Ryan Media Lee.
Dope. And you can follow me anytime, any place at Bioncé Fox.
And we will see you guys for episode 41.
Yeah, we doing this thing. Yeah, we're almost coming up on a year. Whoa.
No, we really are. We actually got to figure out when our year date is.
52 weeks. We're at 41. So coming up soon. Yeah. If we're on week 41 and there are 52 weeks in a year.
And we haven't skipped a week either.
No. So we only have about 11 or 12 more.
Wow. What are we doing for our 1 year? Oh, what are we doing for our 1 year?
We got to really turn up.
No, for real, for real.
Yeah, we're inviting everybody to turn up with us. So
RSVP. Yeah. See you, B.
Deuces.